Hey there guys, Elita Legionarii here. How's it going? Hope all is well for you. I thought I would bring you some 31k action. I figured it's probably about time I actually uploaded one. And I know people have been mentioning to me that they have missed them, so I thought, I might as well upload them. I have played about 10 hours or so of Rome Total War in the last couple of weeks. Not heaps, but a little bit, and I'm starting to kind of get my 31k mood on again a little bit, but again I'm just mixing it up and playing what I fancy when I fancy it, basically. But I thought I'd upload a battle for 31k. It's been ages, and this battle was a really nice battle, to be honest. It's one of those kind of battles that I can kind of break everything down quite well and illustrate some pros and cons, and it was just a good battle in general. It's quite short, but it's a good battle. So I teamed up with my Titans brothers, Odin, under the name Prometheus, and he's playing as the Senate. I believe he's got a 14-6 build, but he's just I think he's got this build set up like this so he can move his men rapidly and quickly from the very start. I believe that was Odin's thinking in this particular battle. And then on my right I have Mohammed, the legend himself, the great hero of the Titans, according to Beast, who is playing with the Senate as well. 14-6 for him as well. Our opponents are Indi, playing as the Brutii. He's got, I think he's got 14-6 as well with his build. Yep. And then in the middle we have Myrmidon-Amos. I've not really played with this guy, but I believe he's been around for a while, but I have not been active with 31k for that much recently, so I'm not particularly familiar with him, but I have been playing quite a few games with him in the last week or so, and he seems like a nice guy to me. And a decent enough player. He looks to have 13 Urbans, 1 Legionary First and 6 Cav. It's exactly the same build as what I have. He's playing the Scipii, and then the other Scipii player here is Nikanor, aka MGM from the Greek clan. He's playing as the Scipii as well. He's got a 14-6 build here. So what I'm going to do in this battle, because it's quite short and there are kind of two sides to the battle to show, I'm going to first look at what Mohammed does in this battle, then I'll show you what me and Odin do on our side, because it's one of those kind of battles that breaks into two sections. So let's begin. So in the center is me, obviously. I use the setup that Hades tends to take. I like the setup. It's very good centrally, because you usually end up having a reasonable peeler duel if you take a steady build to the center, and this is great for that. But it's easy to support with as well. So as I said, we're going to focus on Mohammed at the moment. So he's going to rush up on Indi pretty quickly here. Mohammed tends to, these days, use this sort of flank-based build. So we've got one section here and then another section that looks to flank. It's a tricky build to deal with, in my opinion. I've faced down Mohammed many times when he's done this build against me, and I've had a lot of trouble trying to sort of deal with it, to be honest, because it's a bit tricky. So here you can see Mohammed prepares to take a bit of advantage of Indi moving here, so he's going to send 3 of his cav in to get these loose urbans in this flank here, and he's set this unit up here to counter a potential counter from Indi. Indi really should have just countered, I think, because he would have probably been able to do a bit of damage to his cav, but nice start from Mohammed, who manages to he's run another cav charge here. He's managed to get rid of that peeler screen, and he's probably going to kill this one too, I should think. Yeah, he does, and he's going to get countered here, but only by 2. He's going to get out nicely, and his flank section is going to be able to support that. As you can see, Indi shifts his forces to try and sort of amass on this section, try and kill Mohammed's flank section. Mo's just going to shift around here and keep him busy, but as you can see, Mo's done a really nice job here, although Indi did get a couple of nice routes on Mo there. But as you can see, Mo's going to get a nice charge down on these cavalry here. And over here he's going to win because he's got the numbers over here. Although Indi's going to pour in his numbers on this side. But overall, if we just pause for the moment, I would say Mohammed got the advantage here. He got that good cav charge off the start. He got a better position. He caught Indi while he was moving. So he's got kind of the initiative. So at this stage of the battle, Mohammed looks good. This looks like a 1v1 that's going in Mohammed's direction. But if we look in the background here, you can see that the 2 cavalry hordes of Nikanor and Amos are going to actually move in here on Mohammed, which means he's going to be facing 18 cavalry units. So Mohammed does the wise move here. He doesn't stay engaged here. because this is going to be a slice by Amos, and a slice charge is like a guaranteed mass rout in almost every scenario, unless you basically target wrong. That music just seems really loud. Let me just turn it down. There we go. Anyway, let's just unpause it again. So you look here, Mo extracts, and what this will do is these units here in the middle, which does slightly include his general, which will probably rout. He does get a charge in over here, which routs one of Indies, which is nice, but this was a good move by Mohamed for two reasons, because if he'd stayed there at that angle, this whole section would have broken. And this is really critical what Mo's done here, because what's going to allow it to happen is it's going to give me and Odin more time to do our thing on the other side, which I will come back to in a moment. But this is he's just done a steady pullback, and he's going to be able to actually throw a few peeler, I think, into these guys here. And you can see here that Nikanor is going to follow through with the cab charge, but as you can see, Mo's got a somewhat prepped line for this. Still, the overwhelming numbers of cavalry will probably kill these guys, especially if the general routes. And as you can see, Indy's going to outflank him here, so Mohamed's going to lose. So I mean, this is one of those battles where Mohamed is just screwed. He can't really do much other than buy up time so that me and Odin can win on our side, because all 18 of their cavalry is focused on Mohamed. So these guys have got no cavalry versus 12 of me and Odin over here. So me and Odin really need to get the action going over there. That's the plan. So, but Mohamed makes another great move here. So he actually extricates his cavalry, and he's not going to waste time trying to save his army here, because his army is going to die. You know, there's not really anything he can do about it. But he's going to save his cavalry, and this will be real helpful later on. If you can save your cavalry, you kind of know in battles, if I charge here, even though I've got some cav, I'm probably going to get overwhelmed. And they've got heaps of cav left. Mo's just going to try and buy time and expend time and do what he can here, because he's going to die. And as you can see, his units start mass routing here. But he's managed to extricate the cavalry at probably, I would say, about 50% strength. Probably about 50% of their numbers are still left, which is pretty nice. You can still do quite a bit of damage with this amount of cavalry, and he's still buying time with just 3 units here. He's been done a great job of, when you think about it, 18 cav versus you're pretty screwed. There's not much you can do about it, no matter how good you are. I mean, Mohamed is a very good player, but he cannot do any more than delay. But I mean, he's not going to get like a glorious scorecard, I wouldn't think. But he's done a really great job in this battle of simply delaying against a very, very overwhelming force. He started very well versus Indy. He was definitely winning that start battle. So if we just pause now, we're about 2/3 of the way through the battle at this point. Mohamed has been destroyed except for his cavalry and 1 or 2 infantry units, but they'll get killed anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the start of the battle, and I will show you what was going on the left with me and Odin. That way I can give you the whole perspective of the battle. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay guys, we're back at the start of the battle. So I showed you what happened there with Mo versus Indy and him getting ganged up on. But now we're going to focus on what me and Odin are going to get up to on the left flank. So we're going to, at the start of the battle, we just sort of push up evenly. I was just going to try to lock the middle down pretty much, and I think Odin was just going to move up and catch over here. So you can see that Nikanor took a Titus Tudo build. This build looks more prominent for facing off against actual pike factions. It's pretty defensive in its setup, but that might have been something he was deliberately going for, and I think he will take that kind of approach in this battle. So we're going to shift up over here. We're moving relatively quickly. I want to see if I can just lock down Amos. I was thinking of making a quick cav strike against some of these units here, just like Mo did, because they were turned. But then I saw there was 2 lots of cavalry here, and Odin was a wee bit away, so I didn't want to push it. And as you can see, he actually shifts his army and spreads it, Amos does, to make it just wider. And they actually glitch here. So I wanted to make some charges and stuff, and I think Odin did as well. And we just stop. Glitches are annoying like this, because sometimes you get to a good position, someone glitches, and they suddenly have time to get themselves out of the bad position they were in. We actually can't attack. We had some pretty good positions on them though, and we can't do much. But the battle's still going on over there, and these guys shift here, start shifting now towards very soon towards Mohamed, like they did on that first part of the battle. And that is when, when you do a battle, you have to recognise what decision to make at a critical moment. So we observed that they shift towards Mohammed. Now we can do one of two things, okay? I can go and send my cavalry to support Mohammed, and so can Odin. But these guys are probably going to get at least one full charge down on Mohammed before I can do anything about it, because I will still be running towards the location, and Odin will be much further behind because he's further away. So, although we could probably stop Mo from getting mass routed, we would probably still be at a disadvantage because these guys would get one extra charge with 12 cav versus the 6 rather than us having all ours there. So they'd come out on top of it anyway, so basically the numbers would still stack in the enemy team's favour. So the smarter thing for us to do in this fight is these guys have now got no cavalry protecting them whatsoever, so we should destroy Nikanor on the flank, which is what we're going to do. I mean, especially what kind of filled me with the confidence to do this move too is I know Mohammed can survive long time on his own. Like, he made that great pullback maneuver just there. Not every player would do that, so I know Mohammed's strong enough to take that. Not every player can do that, and I would be more hesitant to leaving them to defend for themselves. But I know Mohammed can, and any Titan really can, to be honest. Perhaps it myself, I'm not that great when I get ganged up on. But anyway, as you can see here, we're going to rush. We need to compensate quickly. So they've got all 18 cavalry situated against Mohammed, so if we work rapidly, we can actually kill both of these players while they only kill Mohammed. So we've still got like a situational advantage because we can kill 2 while I can only kill 1, and we should come out on top. But I particularly make a mistake of being a bit slow here in a minute. So Odin's going to charge, I'm going to back the charge up here, so I'm okay here, but what I should be doing is I should be rushing my infantry against Amos on the centre too, because it'll help route him faster, and I sit around a bit, focusing on the cav charges over here, but we both get a really good charge, and Nikanor does about the only thing he's got here. Testudo, it'll slow us down for a few seconds, but 12 cav, 14 infantry versus just 14 infantry, he's screwed. He's not going to pull it off, but I should just be charging straight through with my infantry here, because a mass route's initiated over here. If I charge on the front here, these guys will mass route as well. Should be doing that. I'm being too slow here. I'm being too cautious, and I do make this mistake when I play 31k. It's something I do need to work upon. But I'm going to do it now. It's not critical. I mean, I could have been quicker, because as you can see, Mo has actually been destroyed at this point. So if I'd been a bit quicker, we could have had both of these guys destroyed at the same time. Rather, we've only got one destroyed, so it's going to be a little tight. But I'm going to just charge in here, and I'm going to get a very good charge down the flank here, though. I've got these units targeted right along the line. As I see, the slice charge down the line is always devastating. I've got Odin reorganising in the back, but this is going to be a very good cav charge. 1, I believe it's 1, 2 over there, 3, probably get 4 in a minute, 4 or 5, yeah, 5, I think 4 or 5 units of this guy's routing, but he does get a pretty, one of their cavs come back, does get a pretty good charge, but Mo's going to get a good charge in through here, and we're just going to keep pushing on. Odin probably should be charging here now though, because these guys are going to get time to come back, and this is where I made that mistake of being too slow, because if I had charged sooner with my infantry at the start, probably would have routed this group before this cav could come in and cause trouble. Fortunately, they don't really land a great charge. It's going to be kill off most of Mohammed, but it's not going to kill my infantry off. 1 or 2 of my infantry to be sure, but we're going to be pretty good. I did make a bit of a risky move, and I tried pulling back here to reorganise. A wee bit risky, but their cav is pulling out, so I can get away with it. And Mohammed's going to push on here. Odin's going to push on here. I'm going to go for the flank here. These guys are already, there's a bit of a route going on here, so I could get countered in the flank here, but already a route here, so if I just charge, Odin puts his guys in, these guys should mass route anyway. As you can see, a very substantial route going on there. So probably going to get hit in the flank here, but quite a substantial route going on already among the Scipii there, so it's kind of worth it. Nikanor's cav's a little slow here though. He should have charged, because as you can see, I'm going to get my cavalry out of it. Odin's peelering now. He didn't even peel it because he did that rush, so these guys are eating quite a bit of peeler. And my guys are mostly engaged because I was still caught in that position. But with Odin's peeler, he's going to get a lot of kills there. It's going to be very helpful. He's going to charge in here. Mohammed pointed out we should kill these guys over here because they're just on the flank, and it'll free us up to outflank. Odin went straight in. I went for what Mohamed suggested. I'm going to try flanking around here though. As you can see, good charge from Odin though. He delivers a killing blow in the centre which causes the rout. I'm going to send my guys this way. Mohamed's got one cav in the back here that should rout this little flank of Brutii forces over here as well. So it worked out alright. Probably not quite as coordinated as it should be, but I think Odin made a good move there. And we managed to break through. Some of these guys of Nikanor are going to be here, but we're going to pull through and get rid of those in a minute. Left flank routes for them. Just going to run it up here now. Just go triple speed. It's almost over. Just picking up the routers. As you can see, we managed to just pick up the remainder of them, and any moment now we're going to get the remainder of those units in the back. And that is pretty much it. I still have pretty much half my infantry, so does Odin. So a really nice battle there. Odin's come away with some very nice kills. I'm happy with mine, and you've got to say Mohamed still comes away with a very respectable 1050, considering 18 cavalry charged him. Very, very well executed defence by Mohamed. Indi's put up a pretty good fight. The other two got pretty hammered though because they had no cavalry support at that initial attack phase. I was too slow though. Like, both Amos and Nikanor should have been routed before their cavalry regrouped, and that was because I was too slow pushing my infantry in. My excuse being, I haven't been around playing much 31k lately. That's about as much as I've got. But I think, the good thing about this battle is it shows superb defensive capabilities Mohamed displayed, and pulling that especially that pullback with his infantry on the left there, he didn't let them get wasted in that board like another minute or so, and that was really good. And that kind of compensated for me being slow. But I think me and Odin made a good choice then. Like as I said, I was confident Mohamed would be able to delay for quite a while, and he did. I just know that Mohamed's capable of that, and as a result, you can be confident to make that decision. And me and Odin made the right decision, and we were able to completely, even though Mohamed got wrecked, we completely evened the field, and Nikanor got routed immediately, and Amos was very vulnerable to being routed quickly as well. So as a result, it evened out, and we managed to get a faster advantage, a bigger advantage rather, because they managed to kill Mohamed, but we managed to kill Nikanor and most of Amos before they even arrived. So the result was we had a bigger advantage, and we just built upon that. As you can see, I got very high kills of my cavalry. Got some very nice cavalry charges in here. I usually don't do the greatest cavalry work, to be honest. I was very pleased with the cavalry in this battle, because most of them, as you can see, have got over 100. So really nice. And my infantry's actually done pretty well as well. But our top kills goes to Odin. Well done. Great rush by him. Awesome defense by Mohamed. But I liked the thinking by the Scipii players, but they left themselves very vulnerable. What they probably should have done is they should have run away or delayed the flank battle over there so they could go kill Mohamed before. Otherwise, because they got mass charged by our 12 cavalry, which killed them. But if they delayed their flank or retreated back, then killed Mohamed, they probably could have saved their infantry in time for them to use their massive cavalry advantage by that point to win. But nonetheless, great game. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I enjoyed the battle. I hope you enjoyed the replay. I hope I'm not too crap with my commentary here. It seems a while since I've done any 31k, but I'm enjoying coming back again. I'll try and upload more. Again, I don't want to focus just on Rome Total War. I will be bringing Medieval 2 and some Napoleon and just sort of a mixture of things. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon next time.